Welcome, boys and girls. Everyone take out your weapon. I have your favorite thing, a cardboard box. It's so exciting. Look how lovely this is. I mean, not like 6 months in the storage unit wasn't great, but I have sunshine and I can open my windows and watch my neighbor who has way bigger boobs than I do. It is a man, way bigger boobs than I do, walk around and do his man things in the yard. Also, another surprise, I actually have my hair down. The hair is always up here with the headband. But today, and if you don't regularly shower at RV park communal showers, you are just missing out on a whole chapter of life. But when I came out of the shower and I was like, when was the last time I had a haircut? Because I usually only do it a couple times a year at the community college for $5. $5. Those poor students. But it's all been closed because of COVID, and so I couldn't remember. And so since I always, right out of the shower, I pile it all up here and put my headband on, and then it really doesn't move from there. It's like my own version of white girl dreadlocks. It's permanent. And so I actually, took a blow dryer to my hair, and I'm like straight up Rapunzel now. Like I can lean this hair out the window and seduce man boobs over there. And he's not allowed inside, but I mean, I can torture him. So, there's just all kinds of some big surprises here. The hair is down, and what the hell is in this box? Okay, back to the temperature. I had a 9.5 hour tow to where I am now, and it was pretty brutal. Although I will say that the huge benefit of my month in exile, I just had to do it myself, and I finally got up mountains and got down mountains. And you just, by forcing yourself to do it and having no other option, like the alternative saying of that, something that I really believe in, is called burn the bridges, which means there's no turning back. There's no way to turn back. You just have to go and you just have to figure it out. And because that's what that month was all about, waiting until a spot opened up, I had to figure it out. And it was kind of destructive. There was definitely some things I could have done better. And all of it was scary, but I did it. And so that's great. Anyway, when making the tow back down the mountains, I was not going to make the check-in time here. That wasn't going to happen. So I thought, well, I'll just sleep at like, a Walmart or a Cracker Barrel. And then I'll make the rest of the tow the next day. I stop after 9.5 hours, which you are zonked. I mean, because you're just like this the whole time when you're towing. And the heat index, like I said, is over 100. And the humidity in the south is 5,000%. And there was a huge issue in the Bay bus, right? The heat and not having windows and not having AC. Well, I didn't pay for the generator to be put into this because it's $5,000. And like I was about $4,999 short of being able to afford that. So, but I thought you'll make it. You slept in the Bay bus all those hot nights. You'll be fine. You have windows. You'll be fine. You just go to sleep for a couple hours and then you wake up and finish the tow. When I got into, and I slept out here so I could have all these windows open. When I came in and it was 11 o'clock at night, it was 89 degrees inside here, 89 degrees to go to bed in. And then when I woke up, it was like 82 or 83 degrees. I mean, the great news is I lost 5 pounds of water weight. Just sweat all night. But the point of that story is that I had to, because I had no external power sources. I don't have a generator in the rig. I don't have a separate generator. I sold my generator with the Bay bus. So for the first time, I had to fully rely on my lithium-ion portable batteries, which we've done reviews on several of those. Unfortunately, they are not going to run an air conditioner. Not a chance. And don't even get me started on that whole argument about can batteries or solar run an air conditioner. No. There, I'll save you watching the video. No. Alright, let's just open this thing up. A little addition. I vaguely remember a month ago that I had to agree not to talk about any other batteries in this video. Because I tend to do that, not necessarily to say one is better than the other, but just because, you know, comparison I think helps with shopping. But as I recall very specifically, I'm not allowed to talk about any other battery. So I will try not to slip up on that, but that's what they wanted, and so that's what they still get. Alright, and now I know y'all like this company, and I do too. Let's see how we can get this off of here. They're so damn heavy. Come here. Get out of the box. I wonder if they're staring at. I burst a battery. Oh, this one's very orange. Alright. Look, it's as big as a Casey. God, these things are huge. Again, you do not want to be buying this stuff and then have to pay for the cost of shipping it back if it's not exactly what you want and all that. So that is the point of these videos. Okay, Jackery, a brand name you are all familiar with, or should be. They have made, we've done other tests on their batteries. The batteries I shall not mention. And I had a great experience with those. And so this is like the bigger sister to the last one, because the last one was 500 watts. And all of us are in pursuit of the same exact thing. How can we get the most wattage out of a lithium-ion portable battery for the least price? And in general, we look at like $1 per watt. That's kind of been like the running price point. We're already looking a little bit different. There's a purse that comes up top. Okay. Typical scenario, right? We've got our charging for standard wall outlet, and then our car charger, okay? The Jackery batteries, are they missing one? No. I don't think so. No. So the Jackery batteries also have the solar hookup. I am not going to do the solar test because I hate solar. I don't want to talk about solar. If you want to do solar, that's your business. But this will also work with their panels. That has its own sets of cords. But we have the car charger and the standard. These are the only two I use. These are the only two I will ever use because they charge. So the technology on these is so wonderful that they charge so fast. By just plugging into a wall, and they're really not that big, although this one looks a little bit beefy. But I just drag them into the gym and plug them in next to my elliptical, and as I'm burning energy, this is actually that would be a great invention if I could hook my elliptical up to this and charge it with my own. How very hipster, right? Okay, but it's so quick that I just bring it in there and use someone else's electricity, and then if I'm driving for a while or if I'm going to go take pictures and I'm going to be out for quite a bit, then I just use the truck's charger. This is second place for how quick it will charge. This is first place. And solar, you know, if I was maybe going to go on vacation for a week, I would set up the solar panel, and then when I came back, it might be like 75% charged. Oh, good. After all my shit talking about solar, they also went ahead and included the solar cables, which I'm just going to put these right back where they belong, which is in the box, because I don't like solar. How many people did I make cry after saying that? Good. It's good for you. It's good for you. All right. Okay. Oh, she big. This Jackery is gonna have to be a boy. You know I name everything. Women name everything. All right. Although not terribly heavy. Beefy, but really not bad. There's always some like little love note that comes with these that I never read. I'm not one of those people that reads the... Okay, a little card. 24-month limited warranty, lifetime technical support, and as I recall with Jackery, register now to get an extra 12-month warranty. Okay, so always do that. Always register your products. But I recall with Jackery that there was a pretty streamlined process involved where if you had any issues with it, you could send it back and get it serviced. So that said, with these batteries, with all these batteries, keep your original packaging because you will pay a fortune to pack this up and have to ship it. But anything that you're dealing with, sometimes when I read the comments of products and people have had it for 2 years and it falls apart and they are, there are lots of parts in these. If something goes wrong, what you really want to make sure is that the product has a pretty hefty warranty period and that there's a system in place for you to ship it back easily. And if it has a small warranty period, then they're really not that confident in their product. Well, according to this, it's 24-month limited and then an extra 12. And I think that that really speaks to the credibility that Jackery has behind their products. And I would honestly, in past experience using theirs, I don't worry about it like at all. Okay, something I'll say about Jackery's design, and I know I'm not allowed to talk about other batteries, but sometimes the plugs are all over the unit and you're constantly turning the unit and then you have cables bent because all your plugs are all over the unit. Jackery keeps everything on one interface, and I will say that that is really nice for RVs and vans because this is something you will likely kind of build into your layout. I have my batteries in the back and they're my charging stations, and so if I'm having to lift this thing up and like move it or spin it around and like get the one camera's batteries back here and then the USBs here and then like spin it around again, like that can kind of be irritating. So the fact that with Jackery they put everything on one interface, I just find that that's really convenient and nice design. So we have our solar input, our power input, 3 standard household plugs, our 12 volt, and then oh sexy. Okay, on the new batteries, and I shall not name any other companies, but on the new batteries they are putting in the USB-C. So all that dreadful stuff that you had to buy again for your Mac, for your Apple products, that USB-C, right there. USB-C. Okay, that's fantastic. USB-C, and not one but 2. Well, hot damn. Hot damn. Usually don't get that. Huh. 2 USB-Cs and then 2 USB ports. I would have preferred 3, but I will take your 2 because you gave me 2 USB-Cs. Everything is a negotiation in life. Okay. All right, well, let's plug this baby up. Let's get it fully charged, and then 1,000 watts. Let's drain it down and see how long it lasts. First things first. Remember how I said last night, you just take your portable lithium-ion battery and you just bring it into the gym, and then while you're taking a shower or whatever you're doing, library, whatever, strumming your guitar outside your van, I don't care. I take them in the gym and charge them up while I'm on the elliptical, burning off everything I ate too much of the day before. And that was my suggestion. Not here. Not with this big kahuna. And it is big. This is a beefy bitch. When I plugged it in, it was at 40% battery, and that was at 7:04 p.m. at night. And I went to bed around 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was just finishing up. And then, so I finally get out the instructions, and you're looking at a charge time for a wall charger, my preferred charging method, on this model is going to be 7.5 hours. I'm not allowed to talk about other batteries. Let me say it again, 7.5 hours. She is a slow mover. It's still a lot of power, but you're looking at a full, an 8-hour workday to charge this thing up. So that's something to consider, depending on your travels and what you'll be doing. Oh, look, the sun came out. We have this tropical depression off the coast, and it's been raining all day. So this is like that one day on Mars where the sun comes out. Anyway, 7.5 hours. Car charger, 14 hours. Nobody is driving that long, so it will take multiple trips for you to charge in the car. And then solar, well, I hate solar. It's not that I would even look at this, except I know some of you are curious. 17 hours. Well, you don't get 17 hours of daylight in a day, so you're looking at multiple days under the very best conditions to charge this thing up fully. The point of telling you that is that for this much power on the Jackery, it's a commitment to recharge. Okay, so then that kind of affected how I was going to test this, because I noticed that in the test videos, what a lot of people do, and I'm feeling kind of lazy because of the rain, so I'm just going to like lean over and hold this thing. I've noticed in the test videos, what a lot of people do is they try to get the most high wattage item and like slam the battery with it to see if it can handle it. And so they'll put this like really high wattage device on it and test it. I mean, hell, we've done this. And then like, you know, all the hair on their balls stands up the second they get like a power tool to run on one of these. Like, oh, it's so exciting. But I thought back on when I was stuck in this thing just a couple days ago, and I had no power except the rig's batteries, which are not going to last terribly long, which means I don't want to run the fan too long. So what did I actually need? Well, as critical to my daily life as a huge cup of tea is, and this is waiting for me, so I'm very eager to finish this video up so I can have that. And as much as I needed my 1500 watt toaster oven to cook my dinner that night, I could have gotten around those. The thing that I needed the most was I needed a fan that would not drain the rig's batteries and that would run all night long. So really what I needed when put to a true test was the endurance of the battery. Because, and again, not naming any battery names, but we've done a bunch of battery tests now, and so sometimes they will run a really high watt item, but then you're down to 50% capacity. Well, you know, if it's going to take you 8 hours to charge the whole thing back up, you have to be very selective when you're out on the road about what you are going to use that precious power for. And that night, the most precious thing in the world was that I had a fan this far away from my face blowing 85-degree heat back on me all night long because I had no air conditioner. So for the purposes of this battery, I don't have anything that is a cool 600 to 900 watt pole. I either need something that is going to handle 1500 watts, kettle and toaster, or is like a low wattage thing that's going to charge my cell phone and laptop. There's like the sweet spot, 1,000. I don't have anything near 1,000 watts. And I'm not going to deliberately try to beat the hell out of this thing because it's a very nice piece of technology and I don't want to break it. And they flat out tell you in the manual, do not deliberately run anything more than 1,000 watts. And I know for damn sure that kettle is 1,200. So let's not be stupid. So instead we're gonna test endurance. How long? Because if it's gonna take me 8 hours to recharge this thing, it better last a while. It better get me through 8 hours of a fan. That's for damn sure, because a fan is not a high wattage item. The weight, 22 pounds. She's big. It's a big battery. You know, sometimes they're taller and sometimes they're wider. That said, I didn't find it too terribly difficult to move around, and actually, I think it looks a lot bigger than it actually feels to move. However, in all rigs, especially in van builds, every single pound matters. So you need to take all that into consideration, right? And then let's talk about the dimensions, because if you are building out your rig, you will need to make a space for it. And of critical importance, you will need to make a space that allows for ventilation. If you do not ventilate your batteries, they will overheat. The last observation that I will make is when I did plug it in last night to charge, I didn't hear any noise, and I kept checking it because I thought something was wrong with it, because in a lot of other instances for batteries that shall not be named, when you plug them in, you can hear the thunder. there's an internal fan, or they just get going, and it's not like it's going to keep you up at night, but it's loud. This did not make a peep, and I hope I say that, and it actually did charge. Let's see here. 100%. So did you just hear that light? The fan came on, but it's silent, and that is different from other manufacturers. The Jackery is very quiet. Not a huge deal in an RV. In a van, yes. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to plug the fan and my laptop into this, and I'm going to see how long it takes to drain that down, because I want to see the endurance. If I have to wait 7.5 hours for something to charge, it better last me a damn long time. I plugged in my cell phone, not a big charge. I plugged in the fan, again, not a huge power draw, but we were looking for longevity on this test. And then I plugged in my laptop. It was already fully charged, so I drained that back down, and then I fully charged the laptop, and then I looked for all my camera batteries that needed charging, and I plugged those in, and that was like 5 o'clock, right? Got everything recharged that I needed, and then I did the thing that I need every night, which I don't know about you, but even in the wintertime, I have to have a fan. Now that the heat index is over 110 degrees, and I'll tell you, in an RV, the standard is a 20-degree difference. So if it's going to be 100 degrees outside, best case scenario inside your rig is 80 degrees. It's hot all the time in here. So I am running this all the time. Now, if I was boondocking, I would be SOL. But even in the wintertime, I like to have the fan on. So I put the fan and the Jackery in the bedroom, in the war wagon. That was like 1 o'clock in the morning, like my standard bedtime, now that I'm retired. And when I woke up, it was still running, and so then I just let it go, just to see how much longer the damn thing would go. And at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it was down to 20%. So handled the laptop, handled the batteries, had the cell phone going, and the fan all night long. And then, so almost 20, if I had let it totally go, I almost guarantee it would have gotten a full 24 hours running this fan on one charge. Okay, so there's some give and take. This battery has huge capacity, right? And we've talked about the difference between watts and watt hours. So at 1,000 watts, that's what you're looking for as far as what can it handle to plug in and power without tripping it, versus watt hours, which talks about capacity. 1,002 watt hours, you are getting a workhorse. That is the difference. So downside, it takes forever to charge. Upside, it's gonna last, right? Okay, so like I said, when you are planning your trips or your build outs, whatever you're doing, whatever you need this for, write down your power sources, write down how long you will need them operational, and then your capacity to find a recharging opportunity, right? And that's going to guide you to what kind of battery you need. I most commonly use for recharging all my gear, and then if I am at a campground and I want to go sit outside, because I'm mostly on the computer to edit, right? Always editing footage. So if I want to go sit outside on the picnic table, well, my laptop cord isn't going to run all the way in here. And I always want the fan because it's so damn hot in the south. So I will take one of my portable batteries and put it on the picnic table, or I take them to the beach if I want to be able to charge my cell phone back up, or very common if I'm going to go out for the day to take pictures and I need to charge. So something like this is going to handle all of that. That's the most common. I mention that because, again, I feel like with some of these test review batteries, it's like they'll plug in a leaf blower and a circle saw and a lawnmower and like, see how much we can get it to go. And so I know someone is going to criticize this and say, oh, she just plugged in a fan. But this is not going to handle high wattage appliances. It's 1,000 watts. That anything high wattage appliance is going to be over that. So there, I see very little video or value in video of trying to beat the hell out of this thing when they flat out tell you do not plug in stuff that is that high wattage. If you need in your adventures cooking devices, you're going to have to buy the bigger battery. There's so many lithium ion generator and then gasoline or diesel generator review videos where they go balls to the wall with these things and take like a tiny generator and see if it will power a 1500 air conditioning unit, and they strain the hell out of it. And like, here's the secret: maybe they did it once, but they destroyed the device. So there's just no point in that. In reality, you're going to be using this to run your portable fridge, or your fan, or your electronics, or all that. So I'm not going to go find a lawnmower to put. Do they make lawnmowers you can plug in? Like those electric? Who cares? I don't know. I don't mow the lawn. That's for damn sure. When I had a house, I discovered mulch, and everything got mulched. I just thought mulch was the greatest thing in the world. It was the lawn eraser. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, so it lasted. It endured. Great. I mean, is there any question with Jackery? Like, we all know that they've been putting out quality products. That was not under review here. So, Big Pro, everything is on the front. You will only understand that when you finally have your van or your rig and you have to like reach around in tiny spaces to like plug everything in and get everything going all on one panel. I love that, especially for charging batteries like I need all the time. Con, it is big. It is just a beefy battery. At 22 pounds, you are not going to be carrying this very far on a beach. That's for sure. For damn sure. So it is a little bit ominous, but anything over 1,000 pounds, and I have some batteries that are like the big Kahuna batteries, they're massive. They're huge. I'm sure that technology will slim down over time, but right now, you still need guns like these, right, to lift this thing and carry it all around. Huge Pro, very silent, just dead quiet. That was, when it does cycle on, it's a light hum. It is nowhere near as noisy as some other batteries. I mean, all around, great. So the big question is, how much does it cost? I said to you at the beginning of this video that in general, we run for all these manufacturers $1 per watt. This is 1,000 watts. It is $999.99. So you get a 1 cent discount. Woohoo! So we're right in line with there. I've met people on the road. There are people who have emailed me from this channel who are just holding out for the 1,500 watt battery that costs $250. And I would tell you that if you are delaying your build or your design or your travel or just anything on that hope, it's probably not going to happen because the industry standard is about that. So just embrace it, okay? These are awesome pieces of technology, and I do think they're worth the money, and you won't understand the value until you are in a van or a rig and it's bloody hot out, or your fridge or the power in your rig goes out like mine did, and you need a backup system, or we've had severe thunderstorms here, right? The power at the park can get knocked out. I'm not worried. I have backup. When we are knocking on the door of hurricane season, right? These, I'm not worried because I'm at least going to be able to get a day or two of all my luxury items before I have to really suffer and drink something like lukewarm Earl Grey tea. Okay? All right. So $999.99, that the shipping is included in that. That's great. I just checked the website. It's 30 days free returns. I mean, that's pretty great. So I will put the links on where, if you want to get one, where you can buy them. If you are having trouble finding like the notes, the comments, if you scroll down a little bit, they are hard to find because they keep moving things around. But there's like a little triangle tab, and you just hit that, and it will drop down, and any links or anything are somewhere in there. Okay? Beautiful workhorse. not cheap. It will take you a couple adventures out yonder without the luxury of modern power to understand how great it is to have that much capacity and that much power in something that you can quite literally pick up. So that's that. I am headed out tomorrow to find a new small town to absolutely terrorize. Pray for them. And in the meantime, this will get recharged, packed up in Bob, and we'll be taking care of the batteries all tomorrow. So already being put to work. That's what you get when you hang out too long in the war wagon. Bye, weirdos.